Should I search for an online session, create an online session?
Create one. You can, the bottom option of that UI is to set like the invite preference, and it might show as public, but you can change it to friends only.
I take it Steam isn't allowed showing me online, is it?
As well.
Nope.
Fucking Steam's being a bitch then, is it?
Something like that.
What setting should I set for this session?
Just make it so it's friends only, then everything else you can just leave as it is.
Friends can join. Should I set player type to any, as opposed to beginners?
Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Starting area, automatic, whatever. I think it's only starting one area anyway.
I think that you can pick gathering hub from that list, I think, and that means everyone joining will default to the gathering hub.
No, it's your spawn.
Right.
But in base game, gathering hub isn't exactly useful, is it? See, with the Iceborne gathering hub, you've got pretty much everything you need. You've got the smithy, bounty hub, and everything else in it, so it's more useful.
I have something special.
Oh,
just
I am
for
streaming
you.
if you want to see what I'm doing.
Oh la la. Always.
Come back soon.
Try hard, will you?
We're dying to be. Come on.
Yes, yes.
I updated that software, so if I go robo, let me know and I'll just quit it.
Okay.
A sealed clue scroll. Yay.
Working hard?
Congratulations.
Good luck.
Your whispering's too low compared to the game volume, so I can't hear you.
No, I wasn't saying anything important.
Good. Just can't hear you.
It was only calling you a Gaylord, so it's alright.
Yeah.
Could have done better than that.
I know. Weak sauce insult.
It's hardly worth the effort of whispering.
Because it's already true. Why state facts?
Exactly.
I suppose it isn't slander, but it's true, is it?
It's not even an insult. Oh, I want to jump off.
Definitely looks fucking cool from up there.
Oh,
No,
Robo.
Roboty. I want a dino parrot thing. That's cool.
Hey there, partner.
For some reason, Steam is in offline mode, so why won't that work? So what's kicked us offline?
Right, I'm actually gonna keep leaving the gargoyles and coming back because they're dropping that many rune salvage stuff, and I'm just gonna sell them. Don't need food at all, so I probably have to bank about 5-6 times.
Why don't you take magic no paper?
Because I sold it all the other day. Because I never used it. Do, do, do.
Go online. Okay, just restart Steam, see if that works. Alright, while that's restarting, I'll go get a drink back in a second.
Mm-hmm. How many of each gem can you hold in your gem bag? Is it 50?
What armor should I be wearing? What armor should I be wearing?
I don't know. Is anyone even here?
I don't know. I know Chris is here in terms of I can see him in the game.
You know-
Yeah, no.
It's because I fucking quit out my software for the background noise remover, and Discord didn't update the Switch thing, so I just had this massive ass conversation about armor sets, and I was like, "Can I not answer?" Look, anyway, boys, I just
love it.
like literally I could capture the last 5 minutes of fucking game, and you would just hear me talking ages about armor sets and stuff. Right, okay, so let's repeat that. So, when Iceborne was on its way, all new characters basically got the Defender set, which you're wearing right now for free.
Yep.
Which is one of the best armor sets you can get until you reach Iceborne. So
Okay.
basically, you've got some OP gear that will carry you all the way through low and high rank. So you've got two choices. Either you build some piece of shit armor and feel the sense of progression, or you just stick with that armor set, accept the delicious survivability it affords you, and just play around with upgrading weapons and whatnot. Now you could create a defender weapon, and it will be the strongest thing you can get for a long time, but it won't necessarily be fun running around in OP gear for the next 40 hours or however long it takes. Not saying you'll play for that long, but for me, I think it did devalue the experience a little bit, just because I wasn't engaging with... But then again, if you want to build armor sets, sometimes you've got to kill a boss a couple of times to get everything you need to make it. So if you don't care about that kind of stuff and you just want to experience the story, mess around with weapons, maybe sticking with the Defender set and working with other stuff is a good idea.
Well, I think I'll stick with the armor.
Yep.
I will have a look at the weapons.
Now, if you speak to the... Well, in a little bit when you go to accept a quest, if you speak to the handler or the quest board or whatever else, and look at the quest list, you've got the assigned ones, which is basically your story, but then you've got optional quests. And in the optional quest list, some of them will have speech bubbles next to the quest name on the left hand side, some of them will have red markers for arena quests, and the ones with speech bubbles are where somebody has asked you to do something, and that could be, you know, go and fetch or go kill this creature for me, and that will unlock something like a piece of food for the canteen, and you can get extra content through sort of doing those missions.
How do I see what is required to craft something?
So if you open up the Schmidty, and the best way to view it is to go to Forge Equipment. Go to Weapons, and then whatever weapon type you want to play around with, if you select that, and then I think it's the right bumper will go across to the weapon tree. So the weapon tree shows, because the list view shows like all the ones that you can craft. Now when you go over to the weapon tree, that will show you all the ones you can craft and everything that comes off of it. I don't know how much stream delay there is.
So, essentially it says it can be forged at the bottom, so that means I've got everything to craft these. Oh, there it says, required materials, 1 iron.
Yeah, I'm not used to looking at the list view. I almost always look at the tree view because I want to see what stuff I've got and where it can go.
Mind, on the forge category, you're making the very basic weapon. You're not actually upgrading anything you already have.
There are certain checkpoints where you can make a weapon somewhere down that tree, but those aren't common.
So in the case of in the case of the Defender, I basically just craft that, and it's for now it's probably going to be one of the best weapons I can get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on the tree view, the reason that the tree view is useful is that the further right you go, the rarity increases, and with the rarity, the stats. like the base damage, and then vertically you've got different types. By types I mean different monsters have their weapons have different effects. So some of them might have poison effects on it. The defender set has blast, for example. So the more right the weapon is, the more powerful it is.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So, is Sharky being given you a crash course, has he?
Two of them. One he could hear, one he couldn't.
Yeah. I asked what was like the best armor and what armor should I be wearing. And he said obviously this is the best armor that I could possibly have. Anyway, so.
With the caveat that it may devalue your experience.
But I'm not in it for the grind, so.
So it will do, yeah. So you'll notice on the ore tree, the second one along has got a box icon in the bottom right corner of the weapon.
Yep.
That means you've got that inside your equipment box. So you can see roughly where your weapon layout is.
Okay. Are you in now?
Yeah.
Wang?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so shall I take a quest?
Yeah, I was going to say, if you have a look at the optional list and see if there's anything in there that stands out, you might see some of the icons I was talking about. That, or did you hear that part?
No.
Fuck. Okay, so when you look at the assigned quests, those are the story quests. You've got the optional quests, which are often given by people like the canteen chefs, for example.
Yeah, so I've got level 1 and level 2.
So if you just
I'll
click
complete
to
all the
either
level
of them.
2. So.
But of course, there's a bit of stream delay. What's your stream delay set to?
As low as possible. So it's probably about 5-10 seconds.
Okay.
So
yeah, the optional list may have
I'll tell you
quests
what,
in it.
let's time it. So can you see the fungal flex in the ancient forest?
No.
Not yet.
Interesting.
Quest book open. Option. Level. No wonder this is confusing. Now we've just seen it. So there's a good sort of 15 seconds maybe. I wasn't really counting. But the fungal flexin in the ancient forest, that has a speech bubble next to it. So